I thought for today's discussion we could talk about not following the crowd. You know, not trying to be like other people out there and doing what everybody else is doing just because it's seemingly popular. I'm going to give some good examples that I've seen on YouTube over the years and why you should do something different and try to be yourself and not like everybody else. Let's talk about it. I hope you're having an amazing day today. I know I am. It's super sunny and beautiful outside. I can't believe I'm even in the house recording this thing, but I am. I've already been out and about today trying to help some friends with their videos and projects that are hopefully coming out very soon, so super excited about that. But today, I thought we could talk about something. Some friends of mine that I've met online and some friends in real life, we've been having these discussions about the direction that a lot of YouTubers and YouTube channels are actually going. And more specifically, I'm talking about smaller YouTubers. You know, the biggest thing for me when I watch and try to find a new YouTuber to actually subscribe to and watch regularly is unique and individual content. I don't like watching 20 different people do the exact same thing when we're talking about tutorials or vlogging or whatever. I think there's right and wrong ways to do that. And I think the majority of people out there today that aren't seeing success or the growth or whatever else it is that they want, it's because they're doing what everybody else is doing. Now, it could be argued that I do that too, having these discussions and even doing tutorials or certain types of vlogs and things. So yes, to a degree, I too am doing what everybody else is doing, but I add my own flair to it. Let's take this for example. So let's say, you want to make videos and you're inspired by somebody like Peter McKinnon. So you want to add some B-roll in there. You might want to drink some coffee. You might want to actually make coffee and film the process of it. That's all good and well, but if that is all that you define your stuff around is B-roll and coffee and just vlogging about whatever, maybe occasionally throwing out a tutorial or two, there's nothing to separate yourself from somebody like Peter McKinnon. You're basically a mirror image of him, but just adding in your own day-to-day activities. And that doesn't make things exciting whatsoever, because if Peter, let's say his skill level just topples yours like crazy, his speaking abilities are way better, and his just overall production value is so good, more people are probably going to flock to him for that same style just because of the production value, the ability to talk, and the presence and everything else involved. But if you take some of those concepts, apply it to what you're doing, and make your own twist to it, that's all good and well. One thing that I did wrong in the beginning, before I even knew who Peter McKinnon was, I followed people like Logan Paul before he totally just went way south on his channel, Casey Neistat and a few other people like that, and I tried to replicate things that they were doing, but I was doing it way too hardcore. It was basically a clone of what they were doing. I was using Casey Neistat's music, a lot of similar stuff to him. I would actually go on and find copyright-free music that was under a Casey Neistat category because I thought that's what I had to do because that's what everybody else was listening to and talking about and doing at the same time. Now everybody's flocking to different types of YouTubers, and it seems to be like this reoccurring pattern that when someone does something different and breaks through on the internet, then you have a bunch of other people follow along trying to replicate that process because they know it's working and they think it's going to work for them. Now, the chances are it could very well work for you, but what you should be striving to do is create your own stuff, which is one reason I came out with the cinematic style voiceover vlogs. So yes, I'm still somewhat vlogging about a certain day or something that I did or just whatever's on my mind, but I do it in the form of a voiceover to more realistic cinematic sequences versus just B-roll and the transitioning shots with the slow-mo and all that. Yes, I still include it from time to time because it is beautiful forms of video making. However, that's not my main concentration anymore. My main concentration is just stunning imagery, thinking about the cinematography, the composition, the lighting, the color grading, the special effects, and tying all this stuff together to make something that is unique and different, but also something that I enjoy to do. With each video, I try to challenge myself to do something different, whether it's in a type of effect I'm using, a color grade, the way I'm doing my voiceover, audio, whatever. I try to add in something different so every video doesn't look the same, it doesn't feel the same, but it does fit in the same kind of umbrella. Now, one of the problems I see with a lot of new YouTubers and smaller channels, which is fine because as you are smaller and newer to the thing, you've got to learn, you've got to put stuff out there and figure out what works for you. But I find that a lot of these channels are very boring. And it's because of the approach that everybody's taken to the content. They find a big YouTuber they like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, Cody Wanner, whoever, and they try to replicate what those people are already doing. Think about back when vlogging first really started. Personally, I pinned that on Shay Carl. He was the first one to ever really explode with daily vlogs because it was something new. Nobody was really doing that. At the time, YouTube was full of kind of like, many little channels like Ray William Johnson, and then you had Philip DeFranco finally coming on board back in those days. But nobody was really vlogging. It was lots of skits and music videos and stuff like that. So for Shay Carl, I believe that he realistically started it, and then other people along the way kind of made it better, more entertaining, more about the storytelling, like Casey Neistat, and then eventually Peter McKinnon, and then Cody Wanner. Everybody has their own unique style that has broke through. Everybody else just kind of follows suit. Everybody else just kind of follows suit. Now, you might argue that it's so saturated now, there's really no uniqueness or anything else you could do, and I don't think that's actually true. We all have ideas that we would love to see. The best way I would recommend for you to start on YouTube is to take ideas you have of things that you wish people would do, but they don't do, or something you wish was out there that's just not out there, and create that. Me, I only know of one YouTuber that does a cinematic style voiceover vlog and actually talks to you and everything similar to like I do, and he's phenomenal at it. I've been watching him for about a year or so, but I wish there was more people that did that. So when I started coming out with this kind of way of doing it, I took some influence from him and from other people and actual filmmakers in Hollywood that I look up to, and I just kind of combined all that together to make what I came up with. And, I just put myself and my own emotions and personality into that, and it's working. It's doing really well. I'm seeing more growth on my channel, I'm making better connections, and everything is revolving in the right direction. Now, before that, when I was just doing what everybody else did, I wasn't getting very good results, and that's because my stuff was lackluster, it was subpar, and it was not unique. So that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about today, to try to get you guys in the mindset that you just need to be different, be unique, and be yourself. Don't follow in line with everybody else and do what everybody else is doing just because you think that's going to work because it's what's popular right now. Don't be a trend follower, be a trend setter. But that's pretty much all I got to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed this and can apply some of this if you might be struggling to hit some of the results that you want, and hopefully this will help you achieve some of those results that you desire. But again, that's pretty much going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, be sure to create something new today.